Hi there and welcome to the channel. My name is Kjetil, Lima Bravo for Foxtrot Hotel, and this week my local group Lima Alpha 1 Juliet had a junk sale, and of course I had to go there, and this time I actually sold some stuff as well as buying some. One of the funniest things about going to a junk sale is seeing all the weird stuff people are bringing. Some of it is stuff that you've seen before, and other things are either historic or they're homemade or just weird. So really, really fun to see. And things were lined up on these tables. A lot of this came from two older hams where the family had donated it or they had donated it to the club for sale because they weren't able to go on air anymore. And some of it was brand new in box, and other things were really well used and going back to the 60s and 70s, and well, really fun to see. And some of this was sorted, some of it was not, some of it was tested, like this old Heathkit radio, which was non functional. None of these proper old radios were properly functional, including this 706 Mark II Golf, which went quite cheap. This radio, on the other hand, Kenwood TS 2000, went really well, and it was sold for like 650 US dollars or 6,500 kroner. And well, it was a good selection of random stuff here, and I really, really enjoy watching this. Then there was some weird stuff like this radio telephone, which is basically a VHF radio. And these ones, which were marine controller units. So first, I'm going to show you the stuff I sold, and then I'm going to bring you down to the table here and show you some of the nice stuff I bought. It wasn't as big of a haul as the one I had last year. I'm going to show a video up here somewhere, but it was still pretty decent and very, very reasonable price. So let's get onto the stuff I sold first. This is a Raspberry Pi display, a 7-inch display with a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus on the back, and it's something I haven't used for a long time. This was a antenna kit that was built for Nordics on the Air by Norwegian Radio Relay League, and a QRP Labs kit that I never used for QMX. It's a GPS receiver, and then a small receiver radio, just SDR receiver for HF and 2 meters and so on. This was just a Raspberry Pi sold by the club, and this is a small spool of copper wire I bought on the previous auction. Then I sold this PN wire 1.5 millimeter copper cable rather cheaply, and this really nice old power meter that I wanted to make a video on but never bothered to make one. And this is from the 1920s or 30s. So the first thing I bought was this Kenwood power supply, and this is a Kenwood PS52, and it's in reasonably good nick. It's a bit dusty and so on. But other than that, looks really nice, and I paid 300 kroner for this, which equates to roughly 30 US dollars at this time. And I have actually never had a proper power supply at home before, so this was a nice option. And if it doesn't turn out to be working really well, then, well, at least I know that I can probably fix it pretty easily. There are some fixing videos on it online, and if not, it's not a huge loss of money either. New, these ones were really much more expensive, and well, it is a decent supply. It can deliver 16 amps on I think it's a 50% duty cycle, and 20-ish amps on 25%, so SSB. It does have a hum in it when I turn it on, and the voltage is slightly high, so I do know I have to go in and adjust it, and I probably have to replace some, if not all, of the capacitors in there. But there are some nice guides for this, and maybe that will be a future video. Comment below if you'd like to see that. The next thing I got was this Daiwa 2-to-1 antenna splitter, and this one I paid very little for. It costs me 200 kroner or roughly 20 US dollars, and it's supposed to go from DC to 600 megahertz, and I think somebody listed it that it was going to, yeah, for HF it will handle 1.5 kilowatt. and 1 kilowatt for VHF and 500 watts for UHF. And well, I don't have any amps, so this is more than good enough. So this is going to live at the cabin and be very helpful over there. And this is new in package. Another thing I got which was new in package, or at least appears to be new in package, is this mount for AH2B. This is not for me, this is for my friend Lima Bravo 5 Juliet over at Radio Hyperactivity. He has a very good channel, and he also streams with me on the European Ham Radio show. So feel free to go over to him and also join our Discord if you would like to. So this is a mount for a vehicle-mounted antenna. It's a bull bar mount, and this is a spring that's so strong that I can hardly bend it myself. So this one, when he gave me a maximum price for this over Discord, and when I told him what I paid for it, he just said, "Are you joking?" And I paid 150 kroner for this. And the entire set for this, with the antenna and so on, is roughly $600 new. So this was $15, but this is just a mount and some accessories like some mounting brackets and screws and a grounding cable, stuff like that. But I think that is a massively good price. The next thing doesn't really fit in frame, but it is a 1.2 meter long diamond NR770HB, and this comes from a old ham who had donated a lot of the stuff for his for the club to sell for the club, and it looks pretty nice. It has been used, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be okay, and also I'm pretty sure it's an original because of who it comes from. So the last thing I bought was 2 of these small DIY satellite antennas. There's one here for 70 centimeters, and then there's another bigger one for 2 meters, or roughly 2 meters, at least that's what people said they were for. And well, these are DIY, but I also only paid 100 kroner for them, or roughly $10, and they came with some really helpful cables, pre-terminated coax cables of decent quality. So at that price, at least I'm not burning that much money. So that was my junk sale picks from 2025. Not that much, but still some fun stuff, and hopefully the power supply is gonna be a rather quick fix, and well, the other stuff also hopefully gonna be really useful. Have you found anything fun on a junk sale like that? Feel free to share it below there, and well, always fun to hear what other people are finding as well. Thank you very much for watching. 7-3.